not dusting off your brush and directly applying it on top of your cheek. And when you stop smiling, it brings it down, because when you smile, this skin is lifted up. It makes it go higher. When you stop smiling, it comes down to its natural state, and that will bring the blush down to this part. And hi babes, welcome back to my channel. Today I am sharing common makeup mistakes that you are making if you are over the age of 35 and above, and how to fix them easily. Keep on watching. First makeup mistake is skipping skin prep and going straight into mattifying primer. At this stage, the skin is already showing a sign of aging and it lacks hydration and moisture at this age. So using a matte primer would further dry out the skin instead of hydrating the skin. So on the right side, you want to prep the skin really well. I'm going to go ahead and use an hydrating mist. This is going to help to prep the skin down in preparation for the next product that is going to come in. So for this side, which is the right side, we are going to prep the skin. Take our time to prep the skin. And also remember that whatever product you are applying as your skin prep, you give it time. Let there be a little bit of time in between the application so that you don't overwhelm the skin. I allowed the spray to settle into my skin. You can already see how it's giving me a beautiful glow as opposed to this side of my face. The next product I'm going to apply is going to be a sunscreen. So sunscreen is non-negotiable. You always want to apply a sunscreen. So I'm going to apply that here. So for the right side, we are going to be choosing an hydrating primer because we are working on a matured skin. You want to use a primer that will plump the skin and, fade out or blur out any lines, any texture, more like giving an illusion of a youthful skin. So you want to use a primer that will do that for you as opposed to using a primer that will dry out your skin. So I'm going to tap this into the skin carefully till it starts giving a tacky finishing. For the foundation part, using full coverage foundation, going in super heavy handed with the hope of covering any age sign or age spot and texture would further exaggerate any aging signs on the skin, and this would make the skin look a lot older as opposed to giving it that youthful look. On the right side, use a lightweight coverage foundation on the areas that needs it. And if there's any need for coverage, then you go ahead and spot conceal the part that needs to be concealed. That way, you are not applying so much product and the skin feels light and breathable. And to apply this, you need a damp beauty sponge. Even after applying and you notice that you are not comfortable with the coverage, then you can always go back and reapply. You can always reapply. Like this, we are building in steps. Conceal any age spots or dark spots. You go ahead and use a concealer and just place it exactly where you have the content. And I'll use the beauty sponge to blend it so it melts and looks like the foundation. Number 3 mistakes you're making on a matured skin is the under eye concealer. Going in with too thick concealer and using multiple shades. It's going to add more texture under your eyes. It's going to make the face look droopy as opposed to lifting the face up. So what you're supposed to be doing instead is to get a concealer in creamy form, even if you want to add some coverage under the eyes, but let the concealer be creamy. If you want to add coverage, take a shade that is a little bit lighter than the actual skin and place it in the inner part. Whatever you have left on your sponge, just take it and extend it to the outer part of your eyes and lift it up towards the brow tail, like so. If you want to add a bit of light under your eyes, so we're going to be picking this shade. This is the first one we use, and this is going to be the second one. You also want to look for the areas of your face that has like a depth, or maybe that has a form of lines, and you place them here. So most times it's always the side of the nose to the mouth. So you place the lighter shade there just to bring that part forward. Then for the under eyes, after blending it here, because this is where you want the most of that lighter concealer, put the most of that lighter concealer here directly under the eyes here. Then whatever you have left, extend it to the outer part. So you can see the difference. The face is lifted up and we're still maintaining our skin. The skin can still be seen. It doesn't look like we overpowered our skin with the products. You can see the lifted outer corner of the eyes. You can also see the inner parts looking bright, as opposed to this side where you have it all the way from the inner part to the outer part. This might be coming across as being flawless and nice in the camera, but when you see it in real life, it doesn't look as good as it appears in the camera. In real life, it gives you that wrinkle. Can you see? I don't know if you can see. You start seeing some lines under your eyes because you are using too much product under the eyes. And for this part, you can barely see anything because you're not using so much. It's not going back to blend out this line and setting it straight away with too much setting powder would further add more texture and cause more visible lines. I know overpowdering is an attempt to reduce shine. What this does is causes the skin to look overly dry, and it emphasizes wrinkles. For the right side, before you set your under eyes, you want to first of all go ahead and blend that line out. Then you get a setting powder that is translucent and that is finely milled. That way you're not adding texture. Take out excess, right, and set. Because you don't have too much product on your skin, you don't need too much powder, and it's not going to move. You see that? I'm rubbing it into the cover of the setting powder. I'm also going to place it in that part where, in case there's any visible line, you also want to place it there. Right, so instead of using a compact powder all over the face, because we are working with a matured skin, and note with a matured skin, the skin is more dry and also it lacks moisture, especially for the older ones. So what you want to do at this point is to use whatever you have left in your beauty puff and press it on the other areas of the face. You don't want to take away the shine from the skin, but you also don't want it to look like it's overly shining. So the parts you want to leave out, you look at your face and look at the part that looks appealing to you, leave that part out, and the part you feel like you are concerned about it, then you go ahead and press what you have on your puff on that part. Like the part where we conceal, we spot conceal, I'm going to do that. So you can see you are doing it strategically. You are not going ahead to follow the norm, like powdering all over your face. No. When it comes to blush application, the mistake you're making is smiling and not dusting off your brush and directly applying it on top of your cheek, and when you stop smiling, it brings it down, because when you smile, this skin is lifted up, it makes it go higher. When you stop smiling, it comes down to its natural state, and that will bring the blush down to this part, and it means that the blush is coming inward. So for a matured skin, the right way to do it is to use a creamy product, and you're going to be lifting the face up. So you stay away from this side of the face because this is already coming down. For like 60, 50, 60, the skin is already drooping downward. So what you're going to be doing is you will place it here on the cheekbone, let it go outward. So when you're blending, you tap upward rather than bringing it inward. So once you're done with how that part blended out, then you can use what you have left in your sponge and bring it inward. So this will take your face upward, while this will bring it downward.